Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening. Thanks for joining us. Okay, so we'll get started. I'm Franklin Escobedo. I'm the president of YALSA.
I'm Colleen Seister. I'm the president-elect of YALSA.
And then we're going to start off our member forum with a quick poll. Carla's going to launch a poll, and then we'll give you some updates. I forgot the hosts and panelists can't vote.
Okay, I'll go ahead and end it, and we have 2 more polls for everybody. So we've got 18 people are and 2 are not members. I'm so exciting that no one's not sure.
We see lots of familiar names. What was the next poll?
I don't know why it's not.
There's second polls up now. So as you just join us, we're just doing some polls to start.
This account. Okay, there we go. And then we'll see what the answers are. Advocacy, that's always our favorite one. And then one more poll, right, Carla?
Yep, I just launched it. And on this poll, you can actually, well, it says right there, multiple choice. You can answer more than one.
Yes, that's interesting, but that's, a lot of us are thinking about mental health these days. So, okay, so was there that was the last one, right, Carla?
Yep,
Okay,
that's it.
So again, I'm Franklin Escobedo. I'm the current president of YALSA. We're here today is snowing with Colleen, but I just wanted to give everybody thank you all for joining us this afternoon, this evening, and you're part of the country. I see lots of familiar names in the audience, but I just want to give you some updates. The board has been working on different stuff. We are figuring out our days for our virtual meetings. We're working on some EDI projects. We're working on lots of various projects, but the big thing, we had been appointing board members, so we were a little late on the getting things going, but we're still working, we're moving forward, and but we're here working, and so that was the big one. And what Colleen's going to talk about is some of the stuff that we're working on to counter some of the problems that we've encountered over the last couple of years, I guess. So you want to take it from here, Colleen?
Yeah, I'll take over. First, I do want to mention that we are, if you want to nominate yourself for the 2023 slate, please feel free to do so right now. It's open. We are looking to fill out our slate. Kelly Sarnicki on this chat is the chair, and you can get in touch with her directly. She'll walk you through the nominating process. She'll work with you. And it's always good to just give her a heads up that you are interested in the 2023 slate. I just can speak from personal experience. It's been fantastic to be a board member. I've grown so many skills, and it's helped my career and professionally. I can't speak to how much it's helped me in my career. I do want to talk about something that I am sure that a lot of you are very familiar with, and that is lack of volunteers. So at my library, we do have a lack of volunteers right now for our Friends group. We are looking at possibly dissolving our Friends group because we can't get people to volunteer. And I think it's happening nationwide. And it's just, many reasons and factors why. And ALA is suffering from this, as well as YALSA. So part of being a president-elect of YALSA is recruiting members to volunteer for our various task force committees, juried awards, selection teams, and our award and selected list. So right now we have been trying to recruit and have had a hard time since this summer. It's been hard to find people to volunteer for committees, for our task force, for our juries. Selected lists and awards, we usually do have, just an easier time because of, just how much fun people have serving on those committees and how much people like serving on them. So right now I am working with Franklin, our president, and the YALSA board will be brought in shortly to kind of look at our volunteer opportunities and do some pivot work so that we can temporarily address how our work will be done with our volunteer shortage. So, usually we would expect to get 30 to 50 people volunteering at a time. And now we're looking at somewhere between 5 and 10 for some of our committees. And not even that, some committees we can't even get members to serve on. So we have to take a look at some solutions that will apply to our strategic committees that haven't been filled yet since the summer. Alternative ways that our juried member awards can be chosen. So ways that we can, with less people, to be able to choose those awards and review the applications. How can we get those still done and awarded to our members who deserve them? And then also with less volunteers, how we can review our task force work and how it aligns with our strategic plan that we developed recently. We're also going to look at our award and selected lists and how people volunteer and what restrictions might happen when you volunteer for so many years on award and selected list. So we will take a look at that and make sure we're still being equitable, making sure that we're still being equitable to those appointments, but then some things maybe not as strict in the term limits so that we can still get that work done. We also want to look at, again, our whole strategic plan and how all of our volunteer work, this is more of a long-term goal for us, how our volunteer works in our strategic plan. So making sure everything that our committees are doing does align with our strategic plan and our goals for that. So this work just started last week. It was something that I've been working with Letitia, who is our membership coordinator, to try and, see what we could do to promote our volunteer opportunities. I know Franklin worked very hard as his president-elect here to do the same. And we're just coming up again against a volunteer shortage, which is, again, like I said, very common right now. It's very different factors that are driving this. So we are hoping that once we can get this, this plan fully fleshed out, we can bring it to our YALSA board and they can have a look at it and make sure that it will benefit our members. We will be communicating widely about the changes that we're going to make. And again, just to remind everyone, this is all just temporary. We plan to evaluate it each time we are doing appointments, each president-elect's year. So look for information on our YALSA blog and in our ALA Connect and those various groups that you belong to for updates. Yeah, go ahead.
I would just like to thank everybody who's here, who are our current committee chairs and our volunteers, because I know a lot of you would serve on all of our committees, but we do have that ALA 3 limit rule, and that always gets us, but also to be equitable and to make sure that we don't put all people who volunteered on all of our committees, because then we don't have that spread of making sure that we're covering across the country. But and I know last year too, we did, a couple of our chairs here know that we had had to do some last minute swaps and then extra assignments just because we couldn't fill some of the juries last year. So thank you all again for volunteering and giving your time. So
Yeah, so we will still be recruiting and accepting applications for our selected list and awards committee as planned. We do want to make sure that those take the priority of filling the work, and make sure our members who value that work are assigned as equitably as possible. So, again, we will communicate widely. Again, this is just, a trend that's been happening, unfortunately, for years now, but it's come to a real, breaking point for us here that we have to make some actions to solve some issues that, work won't get done if we don't have volunteers. So that's all I had to talk about today. And I really appreciate everybody listening. So thanks.
Okay, so next up is our fiscal officer, Kate Denier. Kate is our senior branch manager for the Cincinnati and Hamilton County Public Library. She's worked with teens for over 15 years, and she's been on a couple committees with me over time. I first met Kate when we were all popular paperbacks back in the day. And she is currently leading the team to bring restorative practices to her library. So take it away, Kate.
Hi, everyone. Thanks a lot for coming today. So I just wanted to give everyone an overview of our finances, where we are right now. You can see on the pie chart on the left is a look at what our endowments look like. So we have the Morris, the May, and the Leadership Endowment over here. Our revenue to date is our total is $326,947. We had budgeted for $581,927. So you can see the breakdown here for the symposium, our seals revenue, and our membership dues as well. On the expenses side, our total to date is $365,144. And we had budgeted $582,741. And the breakdown that we have here is payroll and related expenses, which is $436,000, $90,000 for meetings and conferences, $20,000 for travel and related expenses, and the other category, which is about $45,000. I did just want to kind of echo what Colleen said about, I want to encourage involvement. Please sign up to be a YALSA member if you're not already, but I also just wanted to encourage everyone to really get involved. I've been on a lot of different kinds of committees over the years, and it has made a big impact on my career. I've met a lot of really wonderful people that I use as resources, and I've learned a lot through just doing the work. So I definitely wanted to put a plug in for that. And I also wanted to put a plug in for donating to Friends of YALSA, which Franklin's going to talk about in a little while.
Okay, so this is one of the fun things we like to talk about, and sometimes we forget, but being a YALSA member, we have perks. And one of our perks is our scholarships, our grants, and our awards that we do every year. So we just want to remind you that the collection development grant that and the Great Book giveaway and a bunch of other awards are the deadlines are December 1st. We're also adding a new scholarship will be added to our collection of I can't remember her last name, Virginia Burundi, and we'll be adding that to our slate, and that's for people who are still in school, going to library school, so they can apply to get that scholarship. So that's a new one that was just added a request to YALSA, and we're really excited. But don't forget, let your colleagues know, let your friends know to apply. There's a lot of different scholarships and awards. Visit the website for more information and the guidelines, and we look forward to seeing your application. So. Kelly.
I thought there was a slide before this, or not. All right. We might go back to it. We might not. So we did want to announce the symposium drawing winner. So Heather, I'm not sure if you're here or if you're going to watch the recording, but Heather Owens is our winner for the symposium. And the symposium we're referring to is held November 4th through 6th, and it's going to be in Baltimore. So congratulations, Heather. We started the drawing for symposium in May of 2022. So we just happen to, coincide the member forum with the winner here, and we're announcing it. So we're really excited. And like I said, congratulations. It's a huge honor and a huge award, that we're able to offer. So I'm really excited about that. And just to backtrack a little too. So my name's Kelly. I am the immediate past president. And I also wanted to, we can go on to the next slide as well. And just really quickly mention, because I think we skipped a slide here, but we also have a weekly YALSA e-newsletter that we put out to all the members. So that is another perk, just like Franklin mentioned. And we started spotlighting the members. So some of the recent spotlights we have on our members, we had a Spectrum Scholar. So Cordia Hayes was highlighted. I believe that was August. We recently highlighted Connie, who's a teen librarian from the San Francisco Public Library. And it's pretty cool to see your face, your name, to our 3,000 plus members. So if you want to nominate yourself or you want to nominate somebody else, Letitia Smith, who Colleen mentioned, you would send the nomination to her, and it's just lsmith@ala.org, and we can type that in the chat as well. So keep your eyes open for that. The newsletter is a great way to get our information out about what we're doing, what we're highlighting, and it's about our members too. So we love to connect with you all in that way. I think that's a really fun thing to do. And then just to wrap up my part here with board effectiveness. So that is one of my roles as past president, and that really involves making sure that the board members are being effective in meeting our mission. So are we really empowering, ourselves and our members to be able to deliver the kind of teen services that we desire? And we do that through various trainings, through evaluations. And as Franklin kind of alluded to in the beginning, the work that we're doing on what we call board documents, and that's how we, come together, make a decision, and then pass it, for the benefit of the members. So that's just something that I wanted to touch on, that we're very invested in and very well aware of, that in order to be effective, we have to be responsive to the membership, which is why we're here now. So thank you.
So, and then my theme this year is focusing on mental health and, trying to find and get resources for teen librarians across the country who are our crisis interveners, who've helped teens, when they're in a crisis. And so I'm still looking for volunteers to get this started. So if you have an interest in mental health services, email me so I can get started, because I really am hoping to make sure that we can give librarians resources. I know a lot of us sometimes we're by ourselves when we're teen librarians. We don't have a big network like a lot of other people do, but sometimes we hear things from teens that, we take home with us, and we don't always have the resources or the background, because they don't teach you this stuff in library school. And I want to make sure that we have some resources for everybody, because I've been in a spot where I've, lost a teen to suicide, who was a volunteer, and it was just really upsetting. But this is part of it, affects our daily work. I know the Urban Library Assistant, this big study on it as well, but I want to make sure that we can do something for teen librarians. So I am looking for volunteers. If you know someone from the mental health interest group, I'm still trying to track them down to find some members to recruit. But this is what I've been working on, and I'm still trying to get this all going. But yeah, and then outreach and everything. So once we're getting back on track, and the pandemic, threw us some curveballs, but we're getting the work done, and the board, it does take a long time sometimes to get things done. But it's, we work slowly, and we're trying to make sure that we're thinking of the future, and that's what we have our strategic plan for. So look forward to more of the strategic plan implementation coming, and the work that we do, the work that we do for the team. So, but if you're interested, just email me. Thanks. Okay, and then Teamtober is almost here. So this is one of our newer initiatives that replaced Team Tech Week and Team Lead Week. So now we have a full month of celebration, but we also have some brand new swag that we have. So you can go to the ALA store to find this stuff and to buy it, hopefully buy it for yourself, for your team, and your library, and then help spread the word for Teamtober. If you check out the YALSA blog, we have a little post on it to a toolkit, a new toolkit for Teamtober. And don't forget to share on your social media what you guys are doing, and hashtag Teamtober so we can see what everybody does. It's always fun to look at them every year to see what other libraries are doing. But yeah, this is how we share and show off what we're doing at home. So, but check out the ALA store and learn more about Teamtober, because it's only a couple years old. So we're still, getting up and going, but we can't do it without you guys. So. You could do the Colleen, we're going to do banned books, or
No, sorry, I don't know this one.
okay, well, no. So banned books week just came, but we're still trying to make sure that everybody is standing up for banned books. I know a lot of our school librarians are the ones that have been under attack, so we want to make sure that everybody is standing up against book banning. And there's another slide with some more resources as well. But we just did a podcast with PFLAG. We moderated some group, and a couple of our oversight chairs put together a list of some of the books that are still on our list that have been challenged and banned. So, but this is a resource to go, and just encourage everybody, if you're, we need people to stand up against people who are trying to censor our collection and the work we do. So if there's, I think we have the podcast link somewhere that we did. It was a really great conversation about Candace Mack, past president, and myself, and then a couple others talked about the book banning and the challenges with PFLAG. So, but United Against Book Bans is a great resource. And we do need to stand together to defend the freedom to read. So. And then I'll see you guys in November in Baltimore. I get to do it twice because I saw a lot of you in Reno, and so I get to be here in Baltimore, and Colleen will also be there, and I think Kelly too. But the advanced registration deadline is coming up on October 13th, and the hotel block closes on October 12th. So make sure you sign up and then come. And it's great to see everybody in person too. It was a fun conference, symposium last year. It was my first one. This will be my second. So I'm looking forward to seeing everybody in person, and we'll see you there. So get your ticket.
Okay, and then just up here, those of you who are dealing with book bans, please don't forget that you have the Office of Intellectual Freedom available to you. So all the contact information on this slide will be useful. Please reach out to them. They have been working hard to, fight against censorship. And I mean, YALSA's talked to them. We've had lots of conversations. So just something to remember, it's definitely a tool at your disposal as a member, even as not a member, I'm sure they will work with you. But yes, this is all the information that you would.
And then we have the webinar too that
yeah,
that just reminded us about. But yes, there's a lot of great resources out there for us. And then yeah, this is another one. So thanks, Beth. Okay, and thank you all for coming. So there's Q&A now. So you can either post in the chat or a Q&A, and we're going to answer a few questions. But if we're only going to do a few because we're running out of time. But if we don't get to your question, we'll follow up with the answers. So because we love hearing from you. So just pop your questions in or pop it in the chat, and we'll see if we can answer them. And then I also want to thank the YALSA staff, Lamoya, Letitia, Carla, who helped put this together, because we couldn't do it without our staff. So
that's the slide we've missed.
Yeah, that was the slide we missed. So.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and then Team Top 10 is voting now, so make sure you get your votes in from the 1st to the 15th. And then I don't know if the volunteer forms are open yet for the selection lists or not.
Yeah,
And the
the,
awards, do they open up or?
the selection list should be open. Awards, I think, are still on hold. We'll probably be updating that as soon as the board action goes through.
Mhm.
And I'll put an announcement up on ALA Connect, but the selected lists are open right now. So I think the Teen Top 10 voting was extended. Is that right? I just saw that go out.
Yeah,
to me.
Carla, I thought it was, but what was it?
So we have a question in the Q&A.
Okay,
To sign up for the committee, do you have to have any special training or experience?
just a passion. I was, if you're not sure about a committee does or an award does, you can always reach out to the chairs and we'll answer questions. But no, really, I mean, we're looking for everybody because we know everybody's perspective. So if you're still a student, if it's your first time, I got involved with popular paperbacks because at a conference, I was just mad about somebody on the committee. And I was like, I want to be on that committee. And so I always remind people, when you fill out the survey, if there's one committee that you really want to be on, write that in the survey. We do read them all and it's fun to read. And Colleen's getting put to do this too, and Kelly has done it in the past. And it's a great way to get experience and get your foot, especially when you're new to the profession like I was, it was a great way to get involved and be active. And yeah, you don't need to worry about, it's certain ones you might have a little more, but a lot of these you bring what you bring and you learn as you go. So, and there's the selection lists are still one of my favorite ones because you get lots of reading and you get to read all sorts of stuff. Awards can be intense, but yeah, there's everything. And like everybody said on the board, every committee I've learned something from has helped me advance at work. And I've taken stuff home to use in my library and to further my career. So Colleen, Kelly, you have any thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, right now, I'll be totally honest, we do have a volunteer shortage. So we are looking for volunteers. And it's a great time if you don't have the experience because we do need, people to do the work. So, obviously look at the committee descriptions, look at the ward descriptions, read about them on our website. And I posted a link earlier about what different volunteer opportunities that we have. And do apply for the ones that do sound interesting because it just naturally that's going to make you want to do the work. You're going to have a more, structured commitment to it. So that's how I, got started. I just was looking around. I knew I wasn't going to get put on an award or selected list right away. So I live near Chicago and I saw that there was short-term volunteer opportunities for local arrangements. And I thought, oh, that would be fun because I want to go to conference. I want to get to know people and network. And I was able to do that through that committee. And it just, made conference so much more fun and exciting for being able to join that committee. The event in the chat mentions that experience is relative because you will have a chair that will assist you and you usually are mentored by other members if you're new.
And like I said, if you're curious, you can always reach out to the chairs and they really will answer your questions. It's a tradition for us too that, even incoming chairs will reach out to the outgoing chair and sometimes chairs before chairs. We reach out to find out what people are doing. So it is a great way to learn how things are. And it's a way we pass. I was joking with somebody that we used to pass a binder to each other. Now we pass a Google Drive to each other. It's a lot of work and it is fun. I mean, I've made a lot of great friends over the years, colleagues, just working on various different committees. So. But I think almost everything, there's some that I stayed away from, but I still ended up working on them. And I'm glad I did because it helped at work. I was never, excited about organizational bylaws, but I really have used it at work when you're working on a municipal code. So it really does help. So.
Yeah, and I'll echo something Emily put in the chat is I can't think of anyone who's volunteered for YALSA that hasn't mentioned that it's made their career. different. It's had an impact in their career, and that comes with any volunteer opportunity for ALA. You know, you get to learn what a nonprofit is, how it works. You know, no matter what you're doing, you're getting some insight to the processes, and that you can bring back. You know, I had a leg up during the pandemic because I had run so many virtual meetings or participated in so many virtual meetings with YALSA. I was kind of like, oh, Zoom, what? Like, yeah, I know what this is.
Yeah, financial advancement helped me get money from my new library that we're going to start building soon. So it does help. All this stuff, it works in your careers, and you learn so many different things from so many, and we have such a broad range of librarians in our division that you learn lots of stuff from academics, from school librarians. You get to make these great connections. So, and that's right. It's always rewarding, and to see changes that you worked on. Sometimes it's long in the process. I remember when they started working on our logo. It took about 8 years, but we got the new logo. So the board work does take a while, but we keep moving things forward, and we can't do that without the volunteers. We couldn't do the work that we do and provide the services that we do without our volunteers. So, and I always remind people when it's voting time that we pay for our membership, we should vote, because it's really important that we're getting our bang for our buck too. So, and then there's some October webinars that Carla has posted, and then the book challenge one, the links are in the chat. And is there any more questions or? Well, I guess I want to thank everybody for coming, and we hope to hear from you soon. I'll see you in Baltimore, maybe at JCLC. It's still going on next week, but we'll see you soon, and just keep helping and keep volunteering and keep helping the teams you help at home. So thank you all for coming, and we'll see you soon. There's one more. Here, let me put mine in the chat too.